Good evening. You're on the smoking section with Stephen Helfer, and tonight I'm very, very pleased to have a guest in the studio who is going to play tenor sax. He is a woodwind expert. His name is Juice, and he's a Cambridge resident. And I think without a lot of further ado, Juice is going to play us a wonderful song, a real jazz standard written by Jerome Kearns and Otto Harbach. And it's a song that we all know, at least those of us who are over the age of 30. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. Juice, if you want to take your place.
Ask me how I knew my love was true. I, of course, replied, something here inside cannot be denied. They said someday you'll find all who love are blind. When your heart's on fire, you must realize smoke gets in your eyes. So I chafed, and then I gaily laughed to think that they could doubt my love. Yet today my love has flown away. I am without my love. Now laughing friends deride tears I cannot hide. So I smile and say, when a lovely flame dies, smoke gets in your eye.
Very much. Juice, perhaps you can join me and we can discuss a little bit about perhaps some music, and you have some very interesting ideas regarding Henry David Thoreau that you were talking to me about.
Well, yes, you're right. And that's what I was saying. The reason that I'm here is to support you, Stephen Helfer.
You got to pull in a little bit closer. We want to see your face. A little bit closer, please. Oh, there you are. There you are. Well, thank you very much.
And a lovely face that is.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
I support the Cambridge Citizens for Smokers' Rights group. Absolutely. And I support my good friend Stephen Helfer.
Thank you, Juice.
In his efforts to allow people to feel comfortable in public and in private to exercise their constitutional rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And these are some very important things for us to consider in our lives. And I consider each and every person's personal happiness something that's very important for them to really explore and take advantage of. And if you smoke, if you enjoy Jell-O, if you enjoy whatever it is that
well, you know,
the monitude's backwards, and so I.
Do you think there's any particular reason that smoking has been associated with jazz for so many years? It just seems like jazz is always taking place, you know, like in smoky places.
Well, okay. See, there's a stereotype that smoking's cool.
I see.
And that's the Marlboro Man, that's Bull Durham, that's, baseball is cool and chewing tobacco and spitting is cool too until you get spit on.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, it just seems like all the great jazzmen and women tended to smoke to me. I've seen a lot of photographs and, you know.
Smoking's not cool. Smoking's not cool, actually. Smoking is a health issue and a public safety and a public health issue. I believe people should be able to pursue their constitutional rights. I'm a constitutionalist.
I see.
People really have forgotten how important our constitutional rights are and how important they are in actually delivering to us with a prescribed delivery system that we can actually depend on our government and our political officials to support our rights to be able to be happy.
Right.
Which brings me back to what I was trying to say before. I believe that each and every person in America should be able to feel personally happy every day.
Yes.
All day, all night, and in between too.
Now, what about those people for whom tobacco, they believe, enhances their pleasure?
Well,
I mean, should they be taxed and, you know, restricted and, you know, you get smoke in a bar?
Luxury tax. Well.
I mean, right now the tax on a package of cigarettes in Massachusetts is $5.50.
On one pack.
On one pack.
And it costs $10 for a pack.
Right. Because
so it's 50%.
More than that. Well, a little bit more actually.
Well, they're not going to be able to get away with that forever because sooner or later people are going to start smartening up and deciding that it's actually healthier and more economic to go without tobacco products.
Well, now you I think you're particularly fond of some kind of Dutch tobacco, I think.
Javanese Jongen. Yeah, I'm going to order some of that.
Are you still, you get that on the internet and stuff like that?
No, I have a Dutch family that I work with, and they send it to me.
And how does that compare to, like, you know, have you ever smoked the tobacco at Levitt and Pierce?
Yeah. And that's
you don't think it holds a candle to the Dutch stuff?
No, that's like a 1 or -1.
No, you think so, really?
Yeah.
To a 10? Oh my gosh.
Or 15.
Well, I mean, you promised me you're gonna bring some of that back.
Yeah, I will. I promise you.
Okay, that's all right.
You.
All right. Well, that's
and I'll
okay.
bring it on air so we can show everyone else what I'm talking about. Javanese Jongen is Dutch and it's Indonesian tobacco that's manufactured by the Dutch. And, it's the best tobacco I've ever smoked in my life.
How did you ever become acquainted with that?
Well, I lived in Netherlands for 5.5 years.
Were you
One of these days I'm going to come on and we're going to speak just Dutch. And,
you speak Dutch?
Ja, ik spreek in Netherlands.
That is very good. I know a little German, but I don't know any Dutch.
Duits talen.
Sehr gut. That's some German. And
Well.
so do you think people are just going to stop smoking at a certain point in this country, or
If they keep raising the luxury tax, yeah.
right? Or but you know, a lot of
Wouldn't people stop driving if they keep driving the price of gasoline up?
yeah, I guess
Okay,
at a
so
certain
then-
point they would, but then again, you know, I think there are a lot of us smokers who are objecting to these taxes, and more people, particularly on the internet, are saying enough is enough.
Well, you see, the problem is, though, is when you're dealing with a luxury or people wanting to engage in behavior that isn't considered essential,
Yeah,
then you have to pay. The nicer the nice, the higher the price.
right. Well, then of course,
Syndrome.
Of course, do we want to take a phone call? Would you like to? Sometimes we get phone calls here.
Okay.
We don't know. We never know what is going to happen. You're on the smoking section with
Hi,
Juice
Steve. How are
and
you?
Stephen Helfer. I am well, Jim. How are you?
Good, good. I really enjoyed that music. It was very, very good. Was that blues? Was that the blues?
Well, that was Smoke It's in Your Eyes. Jerome Kearns and Otto Horbach. They're not actually blues. They're a big band in swing. I specialize in big band and swing music. So you're thinking more Frank Sinatra, Jimmy Van Heusen, Eddie DeLange, big band.
Yes, I heard of all of them. I admire anybody who could play an instrument. That was really nice. That was very nice. It was an appropriate song for the show.
Well, that's what we were trying to come up with.
Well, Juice went and learned that he knew it, but he needed to get it down just for this show. He went to the library, got the lyrics, the sheet music, and it wasn't that easy, Jim. It's like he's playing here tonight. He doesn't know the acoustics of this room. So I just want to say thanks to Juice to, going that far for the smoking section.
Well,
Yes.
next I'm going to be...
talented with singing. I'm pretty talented with singing.
Well, see, next I'm going to move into Lewis and Kleiner, Just Friends from 1931, which is jazz. It's straight up, straight ahead. And that'll pick up more so from this swing. And Steve and I are going to be working together on presenting a more musical approach to this program in the future, at least once a month.
That would be very nice. Very nice.
Yes. I'm gonna look up the music that you're talking about. I can get it on my phone. The video.
Yes, the next song, that was Smoke It's in Your Eyes by Otto Horbach and Jerome Kearns. And that's 1935, 1936, a big band technology from America. Americana. And that's what I actually play, is Americana. Jerome Kearns, Aaron Copland, the Gershwin brothers.
I heard of them all. Guys.
Well,
I heard of them all.
Jim, I'm going to talk a little bit to Juice. I want to just ask him a couple of questions very quickly because in a few minutes, Jim, thank you for calling. He's going to do us another song, which is just wonderful.
Okay, but I like that era. I like the 20s and 30s. I like that era.
And
Okay,
not
I'll
to
let you
turn
go,
both
Steve.
of you off, but I'm going to go and start my second selection now because I've got to have a couple of minutes to go out on to speak to Steve as the
Okay,
credits roll. So I'm going to start Just Friends right now.
Okay, we're gonna go. Let me get you in this. Let's see. There we go.
just friends, but no, not like before. To think of what we've been and not to kiss again seems like pretending it isn't the ending. Two friends drifting apart, two friends but one broken heart. We've loved, we've laughed, we've cried, and suddenly her love died. The story ends, and we're just friends. Lewis and Kleiner, Just Friends, 1931.
Thank you very much. Well, you know, we don't have that much time left, but I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. I wanted to ask you, you were talking, move in a little bit closer to me if you can, because see that beautiful face.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey, how's everything going? Listen, you were talking, there were two things you were talking. You were talking about Henry David Thoreau.
Oh, yes. Civil disobedience. It's actually our obligation as citizens of this country to challenge the status quo, to challenge bureaucratic log jams, to challenge bureaucratic inefficiency, to challenge political inefficiency, whereby as citizens of this country, we're not able to receive the public services that we require as citizens, that we need to be provided for us, that the political system, through passing the buck, through, well, go ask him, go ask her, you know, a mentality, opposed to, let me stand up, let me help you.
Well, how do you think Cambridge Citizens for Smokers' Rights fits in with the kind of Henry David Thoreau philosophy?
Can you smoke on Cambridge Commons without getting a ticket?
You can now. Yes, you can. Because,
well, I'm glad to hear that.
Because we were able to respectfully persuade our city council not to ban smoking in public parks.
Well, you know, and I don't see why anybody would want to prohibit smoking in a public outdoor setting.
Well, they figure that the harder they can make it for us to smoke, and the more expensive and the more stigmatized, you know, smokers, the more they stigmatize smokers, then people will stop, even through that kind of coercion.
Yes, and some people believe if they beat their children, they'll be better students in school. And, you know, like that's, to me, kind of like throwing out the baby with the bathwater mentality. You don't, there is a carrot and a stick mentality to American social behavior. But you see, the bureaucracy that American politics has become, their whole methodology towards creating change is, well, you just charge people. You just see. All right. That's what do you think? Why do you think you get speeding motor vehicle tickets?
Yeah, it's.
Don't you realize in the 40s and 50s the police just basically said to you, "Don't do that again."
Oh yeah.
And then and you drove on.
You think we lived in those days? You think we lived in a less
cumbersome,
less punitive or punitive?
Well, see now it's more punitive, where police have to make a certain quota of tickets every month.
Right. Right.
For moving violations, for parking violations, for, I mean.
Well, you know, I remember, what's the name of that jazz club that's on Mass Avenue in Roxbury?
Oh, Wally's?
Wally's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, Wally's, everybody used to smoke in Wally's.
Oh, yeah, and I'm trying to think of the one where I didn't really play at Wally's. I played over at, I want to say Callahan's, but it's not.
Not the one in Somerville.
No, it's right there on, you know where the Merritt gas station is by Whittier Street Projects?
Oh, no, that I don't know. That I don't know.
Yeah, well, you have to.
Well, Wally's is the most famous jazz club in Boston.
It's just old. I mean, it's got tradition. They don't pay. But that's why.
Well, did you ever know the owner? I think his name was Poindexter.
Not necessarily. I've known a few of the owners of it, but I hung out in Estelle's and over on Tremont Street in Bill Russell's Slade's. Frank Wilkins is the piano player over at Slade's, and he's out of Berkeley College of Music. Frank is more of who I'm.
Well, the one thing that was interesting about Wally's is, you know, it was always very smoky, and the owner was always there. And you know, people say that secondhand smoke is bad for you. He lived to be over 100. That guy.
My mother's uncle, my great uncle Ernest, he lived to be 110.
110. What part of the country was he in?
Oh, here in Boston.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Really?
He came from Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Now
He was the youngest of 12 children, actually.
Wow. We only have a few minutes left. We don't even have a few minutes. Can you just give us very quickly, and I don't mean to rush you, but just tell us what first interested you in the sax?
Well, I went to William Lloyd Garrison Elementary School, and when I was 5 and a half, they asked me if I wanted to be in the drum and bugle corps. And I said, well, I don't have an instrument, but my sister had a bugle.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and so I would use her bugle, and I played in the drum and bugle corps at William Lloyd Garrison Elementary School. It was absolutely a fantastic opportunity because I was only like 5 and a half or 6 years old, and we had a music room, upright piano.
Yeah.
And there were probably about 15 or 20 of us in the drum and bugle corps. We had drums, snare drums, drumsticks, bugles. I had a bugle. And we'd march around the block and we'd play music for the neighborhood.
And then you became a woodwind expert, so you actually started to play a lot of other woodwind instruments.
Well, the bugle that I was playing was my sister's bugle, so I had to give that back. And my great uncle, my uncle Ernest, he gave me a saxophone when I was 5 and a half years old. So I've been playing saxophone now for about 58 years.
Well, listen, Juice, you know, I hate to say it, but we've got 15 seconds left, and I just wanted to thank you again on air.
So I'll see you in 4 weeks?
Excellent. Yes, and we'll get a real smooth show together.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for watching the smoking section, and thanks for Juice coming on.
Have a great evening, everyone.
All right, that's it. That's it.